Hello, everybody. It is Sharyn and Sarah here from Content Sparks. And today is the big day, the first day of our summer sale for 2022. And I've stuck the URL down here. So depending on where you're watching, you may need this to get to the sales page. So it's contentsparks.com/summer 2022. All right. And what we're going to do is, because there's a lot of stuff in this sale, I'm going to give you a quick overview where I'm going to show you the page and walk through and show you how it works, tell you a little bit about why we picked these particular topics for the sale and what the bonus is, and then give you a few tips for how on earth to choose which ones, because there's so much. And I've already heard from people saying, I want it all. Give me it all. How do I pick? So I'm going to give you a few tips on that. And then Sarah and I will go through some of our favorites and give you some tips on them and why we love them and how to put them together. All right. So if you're watching the replay of this, that's, the first section is going to give you the how and the why, and then we'll go through some of our particular favorites. All right. So I'm going to jump right in and share the screen. If you're watching this live, remember you can drop in comments. If you are on the Facebook group watching this, I believe you have to give permission to StreamYard for us to see your name and then come back here. But for now, I'm just going to go through the page. So here is the main page, and it is the summer challenge sale. We called it a challenge sale because for the first time ever, we are actually giving the option to purchase our challenge kits. In the past, they were always something as a bonus just at launch time. And I hear over and over from people, oh, I missed that. I'd like to get that. Can I buy it? And I was like, no, you can't. But now you can, or at least for some of them. So you'll land on this page. It'll say scroll down to see your options. There's a little bit of an overview here. There's a timer counting down to the end of the sale. There's a little bit about what's in each thing. So for each of the 13 topics in the sale, there's a challenge kit that you can get and a course kit. So the challenge kits have daily emails and worksheets. So all the content's done for you for running a challenge. You've got the daily emails, worksheets to give to people. You can use the emails to run live streams. We give you slides that go along with the content that you could also use for the live streams or do as a webinar during or before to walk people through. And we even give you some pre-written sales copy to help you set it up as a funnel to get people into your challenge and then move them ahead to buy a course. And then the white label course kits, there is one that goes with each one of the challenge kits so that you can sell a course at the end. And these have all the content for setting up a course. There's additional marketing material in there like blog posts and social media posts, follow-up emails, all of that. So you can quickly say, take the slides, record a course, and sell it at the end of your challenge. So there's something for each of the topics. And everything on the page is 60% off. And that's something you will not see normally on our site. We do once a year a big sale where you get 50% off everything, but this is just a very limited time on these ones that we chose where you can get 60% off. Okay, so that's the big picture. Now, when you get to this part of the page where there's all the products listed, all the courses and challenges, you'll see a big long list. Again, 13 topics. We chose these particular topics because all of them are either free or very inexpensive methods for growing and marketing your business. Saving time, earning more, getting the word out there. They're all things that are on a budget, and they all have a challenge kit that goes with them. So you'll see for each one, there's a short description and then a little checkbox underneath. In fact, I will make this a little bit bigger so that you can see what I'm talking about. There, really big, or at least on my screen. See this little checkbox under each one says, click the checkbox below to add to your bundle for 60% off. So you can just click that. It gives you the price, the discounted price, and you can just go through, So for instance, I see build an audience of buyers on social media. There's the challenge kit, so I can run a short 5-day challenge, and then I can sell a course on how to build your audience with social media. I would want to get both of them. So you can go through, pick all the ones you want. Fast cash strategies is great. I mean, I love all of them, of course. Live video, low cost marketing tactics, just click whatever. You can always go back and uncheck. But then when you're all done, you get to the bottom of the list, which is the last one is Virtual Summit. You'll see your total and you can see how much you save. And then all you have to do is click add to cart. Right? That's going to add all of them to the cart and redirect you to, sorry, with my Wi-Fi, it's slowly loading. It's going to connect you to a suggestions page. Sorry for my slow internet this morning. I may have to just open this in another tab. Hang on one second. This is what happens when you have multiple things going on.
I think the good thing here is you can see what's in the challenges. You know, you've got the emails, which you can use as emails or use as live streams. You've got the slides. Now, I know lots of people do challenge kits, but they don't actually sell the slides. There's an assumption that the person that turns up on day 1 is still going to be there on day 5. And that isn't how it works in reality. And I'm just going to shut up now and let Sharyn show you the module quizzes on the upgrade packs. And these are my favorite.
All right. So when you're not running a live stream at the same time, you will add the whole bundle to your cart and you will end up on this page where it says one last thing, get 60% off related upgrade packs. Now, not all of the courses have an upgrade pack, but for the ones that do, they each have module quizzes. So those are quizzes that go at the end of each module of the course, or you can use them in other ways. You can always use them however you want, but they're great for testing your students' learning. And that's great, especially if you have an online course. All the platforms usually have this option to add questions at the end, or you can do it in a live Q&A afterwards. Anytime you add a live element to a course, you're going to get better results, more engagement. So we give you things that are going to help you run those live sessions. Just use some of the quizzes. And then we give you sales page copy, which is your starting point for putting together your course sales page. So if you're running a challenge, at the end, you're going to want to send people to a sales page for your course. Take the copy we give you and then edit it however you want. There's fill in the blanks for customizing it. So the ones that do have those upgrade packs are on this page, the suggestions page, and they are also all 60% off. You'll see there's one for teaching people how to do a 5-day challenge, templates, social media audience, freelance business, low-cost marketing, prospect to client, social media master plan, and virtual summit. So there are a bunch there. So that is the quick overview. I want to also show you the bonus planner that we have. So anyone who buys even one thing in the sale, one thing, even if it's just one challenge kit, will get this bonus. And what it is here, I'll open it. It's a brandable version of the free one that I sent out in those first few days, last few days before this sale started. So if you didn't see those, you can go back and look in your email if you were already on my email list and look for contentsparks.com and you'll probably find it in there. But if you buy anything in the sale, you will get this bonus, which is, let me just find it. It's basically a brandable version in Canva of I'm going to open this up. You'll get a PDF. You click on the Canva link. It'll open it up in Canva and you'll see your 5-day challenge planner and you'll be able to just open it up in Canva and edit this however you want and use it. If you have any people who are in business, trying to grow an audience, trying to sell things, which is pretty much anyone in business, then teaching them how to run a 5-day challenge and giving them a little planner to get them started is going to be really valuable. They will love that. And because you can add your branding, it's going to look great too. All right, so that's the big picture. The other thing that I was going to talk about in here is how to actually choose which topics. And don't worry, Sarah, I'm going to let you talk soon, I promise.
No, you carry on.
Okay. So I've already had, like I said, some people saying, what do I pick? I want it all. So as you go through, there's a couple things you can do. Firstly, if you have any of the existing courses, you'll want to, and you don't have the challenge kit, you're going to want to grab those. So say you already have the course on how to use templates to streamline your business or building an audience using social media, but you don't have the challenge kit, you're going to want to grab that. All right. So if, just that for that, you're just going to want to scroll through and look for them. If there's a certain topic that you're looking for, you can actually search and see if anything pops up with those terms. So for instance, I know I want something to do with social media. Let's see if there's anything on there. What I can do on my Windows machine is Control F, and this little box pops up, which you can't even see on my screen, but it's a little search box. And you can type in social media and then enter, and everything with social media is going to highlight, but there's a little down arrow so I can skip through and I see right away, oh, there's something on how to build an audience of buyers on social media. So you can click through and see if there's anything else. Reasons you need a social media strategy. So there's 2 things at least in here already: how to build an audience on social media, how to do a social media strategy, a social media master plan. And let's see, is there anything else? It looks like that's it. Though run a profitable 5-day challenge mentions social media because you can run a challenge on social media. So that's already 3 things that you could do when you're building a curriculum on social media. So use that search feature. I believe on a Mac, it's Command F. I think it does the same thing, but I'm not a Mac person. And then the next thing is to think about what will help your audience. And to do that, you really do want to just kind of scroll through and browse and see what's there. So I know my audience would benefit from running 5-day challenges. So I can give them a challenge on getting their first 5-day challenge set up by using that. And I can do a bigger course on running 5-day challenges as well. And actually, there are courses out there on this topic, so I know it's in demand. And then I know that my audience would benefit from being more efficient in how you do things. And for instance, and that's the whole point of the templates course, is to be more efficient in your processes and using templates wherever possible. So a sales page template, or a process template, or a graphics template for your social media images or your e-covers. There are lots of different places where you can use templates to really streamline, and it's essential for growing and scaling your business. So that would be a really great course. Or let's pick another one. Keep your customers for life. You're working with people who have customers, but maybe they're not tapping into repeat buyers. They're just doing one-off transactions and then the customers are leaving. So I know that that's a really good topic for my audience. So go through and look at that. As I said, all the topics that I've chosen here are related to very inexpensive or free tactics you can use or help your audience use to grow their business. The last thing, I promise this is it, on helping you choose which ones you want in the sale is to think about how they fit together as a series or curriculum. So look at what you already have, look at what will help your audience, and then look at how they fit together. So it might take you a little time to really put this together. You're welcome to get one and then come back and get more. So there's no limit to how many of these custom bundles you can do. Just try not to buy something twice by mistake. That does happen. So go through lastly and see how they all fit together so you can build a series, and it can have different themes. It can be that social media theme. It can be starting and growing a business where you might want to help people start a freelance business and then teach them how to do, say, low-cost marketing tactics and live video. Think about how you want to do it, and yours will be unique, especially once you start adding in your own insights and tips. And that is my big picture overview of the sale. I'm going to clear this all out and get back up to the top. Again, if you are watching this separately, I'll give you the URL and then I will open it up for us to talk more about some of the topics. So it's contentsparks.com/summer 2022. That's the sales page. And now I think we just have one comment here to start with from Manny. I'm so thankful to both of you fine ladies. I learned a lot, but nowhere near close to what I set my expectations. Any questions? Thank you, Manny. But please, anything else, any comments, questions, do add them in, and we'll be looking at those after this live stream also. All right, so Sarah, should we go into some of the favorites now?
I'll go on then. I've been waiting patiently for 17 minutes. If this was me and I was picking, and I've got to be honest, I've got all of these already, I would be choosing run a profitable 5-day challenge. If I could only afford one, this is the one that I would buy, because as Sharyn mentioned, they're really popular and people love to know how to do them properly. And there is a lot of moving parts to a 5-day challenge. It isn't just showing up for 5 days and sharing your wisdom and then at the end of it saying, buy my course. Because if it was, we wouldn't need a challenge kit. We wouldn't need a course. Everybody would do them instinctively. There are little tips and techniques that enable you to get really, really powerful results. So the course kit is fantastic. And if you've got that already, congratulations. You're probably sitting here gleefully going through the courses and the Blaze kits here, because you would have sold quite a few of your challenges and you're now looking to build out your curriculum. So the next thing would be to get the success blueprint, because it is natural to do a 5-day challenge and to want what's being sold at the end of it. And if you're showing people how to do challenges, the next natural step for them is to do it for their business. And as I mentioned, if it was as easy as just showing up for 5 days and saying, hello, you're going to learn this, here it is, thank you very much, buy my course, everybody would do that. The reason not everybody does it is because it is quite difficult. But it's only difficult when you don't know how. It's only difficult when you're just guessing. And this takes away all the guesswork. It enables you to help people. Whether they become your customer and buy your course, you're still helping them. You're building up tremendous goodwill. And that's the really powerful thing about challenges. They build up so much goodwill. I don't know, because I've run one since 2007 and I've had 750,000 people through it. So it isn't just, show up and people buy. There's a bit more to that. And this is something that is so profound, so life-changing, that I'm sitting here rabbiting on and on and on. And I'll probably go on for the next 6 hours given the chance. You know what I'm like. So if you're not knowing where to start with the Run a Profitable 5-Day Challenge. Share a really powerful skill with your audience and then come back and get the blueprint, because your people will love you. This will make your name. Everybody's looking out for something, a course, a system or something that will enable them to become internet famous. And this 5-day challenge success blueprint will just make your life easier. The word of mouth you will generate, your popularity will soar, and you will have a whole different bunch of online marketing problems in 6 months to all the ones you have right now, because this is a fantastic program. So that's where I would start. The other place, if I've already got this and I've already got this, I would do the social media strategy, because there are so many people out there, business owners in multiple niches, in every niche on the planet, and they are looking to make more from social media. But it's really icky tactics like go and follow all of your audience, add them to a Facebook group, do this, do that, tag all of them in your updates. And that doesn't work for people, particularly if you're European, right? We're very gentle people, right? You know, if we have to tag one person, we break out into a cold sweat. So if you're not really rah, 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 in your face extrovert marketing, you'll find that most social media plans don't resonate for you. So having this social media strategy kit and the master plan is a really good way, because it's not about shouting the loudest to be noticed. This is about creating something that is unique to every single participant's business. And it never ceases to amaze me how phenomenally clever Content Sparks content is. That an electrician, a plumber, and a gymnastics teacher could all take this course and all come out with a unique social media plan for them. So even though they're all diverse and no overlap, they can all take this same program and all create something that will work for their business. And quite often you see people selling social media master plans and social media strategies, but they only work for one type of business.
Yeah.
As in, they only work for online course creators, or they only work for the plumbers, or they only work for people with Facebook groups. And this is so broad yet so deep. It's like the apple pie of social media plans. It is just so lovely, and you can get some phenomenal results with your audience. Sabrina's got a question.
Okay, Sabrina, let me go through that. So some of these have upgrade packs that come with them that we've done, and those show up on a suggestions page. It doesn't come in the actual course, it's in an upgrade pack. So I'll show you as an example. I think Create Your Social Media Master Plan has one. What'll happen is when you add something, right? So say I pick the Social Media Master Plan, you're going to scroll down to the bottom. You'll see your amount. I think I added something else as well. You'll click on Add to Cart. And then what's going to happen is you'll open up, this page will show up, right? So let me hide this for a second so you can see what I'm talking about. All right, so you'll see this, and there are upgrade packs for a few of them that have module quizzes and sales page copy. So let's see, build your audience, freelance business, prospect or client. Here, Social Media Master Plan does come with it. So there's module quizzes, are the quizzes that are at the end of each module that you can use in an online course platform like a Kajabi or Teachable, where you add the quiz at the end of each, or you can use those in, say, a live Q&A after each module. And then there's sales page copy. So the sales page copy is like a fill in the blank. So actually I might be able to, in most of these, you can either, if you want to see the detailed sales page, you can either click this little box next to it. So Social Media Master Plan, I can click on this box and it'll pull up the sales page in a new tab so that you can see that. But here I'm going to open up the upgrade pack and see if I'm not overloading my internet again. But it'll show it. So basically there's a sales page if you get the upgrade pack, which is 60% off. So you'll get all those quizzes and the copy with fill in the blanks. Use that as your starting point. All right. We give you copy. There's fill in for your stories and details. Make it sound like you. Use those templates and things like Kajabi and add images and other things that resonate. Use your audience name, use your audience's own pain points and make it your own that way. Okay. There's actually let's see, a little image so you can see all the module quizzes, and this is what the sales page copy will look like in a document, so that there's red things for you to fill in your own information, places to fill in testimonials, add to cart or buy buttons, all that stuff. Okay, so hopefully that answers that question.
What I'll add to that is quite often you'll see people use the same sales page that comes with their course kit, and then everybody's got the same sales page, and Content Sparks has designed it so that you've got a choice of headlines, that you can adjust the headlines to fit your audience, that you know where to slot in your story, and there's pointers on how to frame your story for the audience. Then there's the bit about what the modules are and so on, and the learning objectives. And then there's a bit about where you can add some more testimonials and frame the future pacing of what happens when they do this course. So I could have this course, Sabrina, and you could have this course, but our sales pages would be completely different because both of our experiences are completely different. The people that would be my testimonials are not your people. The story of how I got into challenges isn't the same as how you got into challenges. So that means the way the sales page content is designed, everybody is telling their own unique story. Everybody is creating something that's really powerful and resonates with their audience. And I'm really excited by those because I've now actually got mine set up. I use New Zenler, and I can just go over and copy and paste the blocks in place so I can produce my sales pages much faster. And that's just using the templates that Content Sparks supplies. So once you've done one, you can clone it and do others.
And that leads into why that other course is one of my favorites on using templates. So if you use something like Sabrina, you mentioned Kajabi or Lead Pages, they have templates. I've used Lead Pages a lot, and they have some beautiful templates in there that you can use. But what we've done is once we have something set up that we like, then we use that over and over again. And that's why that other course I mentioned, it's one of the first ones in this list. And remember, the theme in here with the courses, the topics we picked is all about low cost or free ways to grow and scale your business. So back near the top, I've got that one called How to Use Templates to Streamline Your Business. And that is all about saving time, reusing things, getting those, it makes your processes much tighter and more efficient. And things like a sales page becomes a template once you have the flow the way you want it. And then people are more familiar with it too, especially if you're selling multiple things. So definitely take a look at that course as well. And even some people create those and then sell them, their own templates, as a new product or a low ticket offer of some sort, or a high ticket even, because they're a lot of work to put together, but they save people a lot of time. So they're really valuable. Okay. Other favorites in here. Obviously, build your audience using social media is always a favorite. I mean, it's a very, again, inexpensive way, whether you're starting out and have no audience at all. And that's one of the reasons we created this course. There are a lot of people who just said, where do I start? I have no audience at all. Well, social media is a great way to get started with that. And there's, again, a challenge kit, like with all the topics in here. So you can run a quick challenge so people get started. But then there's so much more. And that's where it's a natural step to go from that challenge to selling your course. So that's another favorite as well. And again, you can just click on these little boxes next to each if you want to open up the main sales page and see that. Other questions. So Cheryl I think we both clicked on the same.
Yeah, we're all pressing Cheryl's one, so.
So Cheryl said, "Hey, Sharyn and Sarah. Oh, that is why I love challenges. They fit well with my beautiful introvert personality. Me too. When I see a challenge is attached, the chances of me purchasing goes up." There you go. And that's one of the reasons we set them up, so that other people can grab the challenge kits as well, because we didn't have them on offer before, except when something's launched in those first few days, our bigger programs. So I'm glad you appreciate that. Now I'm an introvert too, so I totally relate. Next one, Manny.
Can I take this one?
You can absolutely take this one, Sarah.
Okay,
Go for it.
Manny, if you are going to use an avatar in the Todd Herman sense of slipping it on like a jacket or a cloak to give yourself a boost, that would be brilliant. If you're going to hide behind your avatar and not be your true self, that's not so good. That's more not so good for your own self-esteem, because you'll feel, oh, people only like Manny R, they don't like Manny Roldan, or whatever you call your avatar. So I would say if you're using it as in you're slipping it on to boost your confidence and come out your shell, then that's great. But if you are camera shy and you don't want to get on camera, then use your challenge as an email challenge. And I've just finished writing, when we done the low ticket offer, I didn't have a low ticket offer. So I didn't have any experience to share with people on the low ticket offer. But Sharyn told me at the beginning of the year, low ticket offers was coming. And about 5 minutes before low ticket offers was sold, I had to have something so I can say, this worked, or I tried that and I had to try this and eventually this worked. So when it came to my low ticket offer, I did not have the time to jump on camera and do a full video course. I only had time to do an email course. So I called it Traffic Jam, and it's about backlink building for your website. But I didn't call it backlink building because that scares people off and they get frightened, right? So I just called it Traffic Jam, and the idea being that people could see the ways of building a traffic jam back to their website. Now, I did that all via email, and I sold 11 of them from one Facebook post. So now I know the low ticket offer through social media works, that you can get and validate your low ticket offer. But I also know that people still buy e-courses where there's nobody's face on them, because my face was not on this. There was no video, and I can be incredibly camera shy, believe it or not. So if you're camera shy, don't sabotage yourself. Don't sit here and think, oh my gosh, I have to get brave. I have to slip on my avatar cloak. I have to be Superman, because you'll end up being Homelander and killing everybody, and yourself included. Do something email. An email challenge is just as good as a live one. Now, you get better engagement and more sales with a live one, but you will still get sales and you will still do well with just delivering it via email. And once you've done that several times and you've built up your confidence, you could perhaps do a welcome video. And then you can have your 5-day challenge with a welcome video. And then at the end of that, you might put in a webinar, but do it as evergreen, so it's pre-recorded. And slowly and steadily build it up, so over the course of a year, it becomes a live challenge. But it's at the pace that you want it to be, that you're not forcing yourself to step completely out your comfort zone and almost as if you're stepping off a cliff. It doesn't have to be that way. You can do it very gently. It still works as an email challenge because I've tested it recently, and you will still make sales. Again, I've tested it recently. So don't panic and don't worry, and don't think for one moment you have to show up live in order to make sales. If you can, that's great. But if you're just not there yet, and you don't have to be there yet, there are things you can do.
One thing I would say, I'm also an introvert. When I started out, very camera shy, is you can, like Sarah said, do it kind of in stages. And you can start with that email, start by adding your picture in. So that avatar, I would always try and use an actual picture of yourself, because people do wonder who's that person behind that graphic. And then they might get distracted just by that and wondering who that is. So just, you can move to having a picture of yourself with your voice. That's the next step. Then, like Sarah said, a little intro video. So push yourself out of your comfort zone a little bit at a time. If you don't want to just dive right in, but do try and work towards that, having a little bit of live element, showing your face, some sort of connection with people, because that will ultimately get you more sales, more visibility, more connection with people. When I first started out, I thought I would just be able to hide behind my computer and create written content and I'd be fine. And I got pushed and pushed by other different people and mentors who just said, get over it. You're going to have to get on video. And the more I did it, the more comfortable I got. It's still not my favorite thing in the world. I like the written word, but I do it. And sometimes I actually really enjoy it, like this, especially if you can do it with somebody else, like Sarah.
And you might find somebody in your community who's quite vocal and outgoing, and then you can get on. I mean, for years that me and Sharyn have been doing these, the long-running joke is I never shut up and Sharyn can't get a word in. Yet today she speaks for 20 minutes and I don't get a word in. It's like the tide has turned.
That's also because I plan it out. So when I have it planned out, even if it's just an outline with some speaking points, which you should always do if you can, it's much, much easier to then get on camera or speak or do a video, have that outline, that plan in advance. And one of the first things I did was just screen share videos. So I'd have everything open and walk through, kind of like I did at the beginning of this video. So if you missed it and you came in late, I walked through how the whole thing works, how this sale works, and different tips for actually picking what you want. All right. I could have just turned my camera off and just gone like this and had the full screen also. Easy enough to do. That's one of the things I love about this software. So Manny, glad that was helpful.
That's Shannon, by the way. Hi, Shannon. I just run over to Facebook and had a look while Sharyn was chatting to Manny. I'm glad you enjoyed the tips. Let us know what was working for you. If you're in the customer group, come on in and share with the community what you found useful. And thank you, Kat. We are like a comedy double act these days.
And it's so much more fun. It's fun that way. Any more questions, please drop them into the comments. We're looking out for them. Not quite sure right now when we're going to finish. We have a maximum time, but I figured we'll scroll through a few more topics and give you guys some more time to ask questions, but we'll look afterwards as well. If you tag us, especially in Facebook, we will see the tags. YouTube, I don't really get notifications. So let's see what else are favorites. Keep your customers for life is another one of my favorites, because and Kat, you said you've got to run. Good to see you. Thanks for stopping in. I appreciate it. Sneak peek on the Sabrina wants a sneak peek on the next course. No.
Not even I know what's coming next on this one.
Let's get through this one. That one is next Thursday. And it's a totally different topic. It is not anything that's in this sale. And I'll just say it's something that will help you over the course of the whole year boost your income. So that's it. That's all I'm going to say. You got to wait. Keep your customers for life is another one of my favorite topics, because your best source of revenue, information, feedback, testimonials, all that stuff is your current customers. So whatever you can do to keep your customers is going to be worth it. And this whole course goes through that, ways to increase your customer retention. Again, there's an initial challenge. So again, this is for anyone who's in business, all of these, whether they're new or they're growing. Now, new people may not have customers yet. So this would be maybe further on in a curriculum if you're doing a series for brand new people. If you're working with people who already have a business and are trying to grow, then this is a prime one to look at, because this is one of the ways they're going to be able to grow is through their own current customers. So there's a 5-day challenge with some easy ways to keep customers. And then at the end of that, people are going to want more from you. And there's a whole course on keeping your customers for life and all the things that you want to do, a customer retention strategy that they put together in there. So that's one of my favorites as well. What else should we go through? What else is a favorite of yours, Sarah? Because you have them all.
Well, what I was thinking about, I don't know where on the challenge page I saw it. I think it was the frequently asked questions. I think in it is the mention that you can actually run a challenge over a day. You don't have to run it over 5 days. And as we were talking, that was on my mind, that what if you did a challenge in a day? What if you called it like a VIP challenge or a platinum level challenge? Is that it? The only work online? Yeah. The challenge may run over a course of a day if delivered in person, or perhaps just a morning. And I was thinking, what if you did a challenge where you invited people along at, say, 10 o'clock, 12, 2 p.m., 4 p.m., 6 p.m., and then a webinar at 8 p.m. So that they come along at 10 a.m. in the morning, you did a little session, you gave them a worksheet, and then they came back at 12 and told you how they get on, you did a little session, you give them another worksheet. Then you come back at 2 and you do that all of the way until 8 p.m. And the more I think about it, the more I'm getting really quite excited that you could actually do a challenge in a day, that you don't have to deliver it just online, that you can deliver it in person over a day and make a small charge for that and then upsell a program. Or you could do it online in a day and call it a VIP challenge or a platinum level challenge or a challenge intensive. So there are some really good ideas. If you are stuck, have a dig around the sales pages in the FAQs, because there's little tips and ideas there that really spark other ideas, and you can really stand out from the crowd just by having a scout round and digging deeper on the page. Yeah. So whilst I don't have any more favourites to mention, I'm sharing with you this wonderful resource that is frequently asked questions.
Yeah, let me show you how that works. I mean, they're all favorites of mine, so it's tough to pick and choose, but I should have shown you this before. So after you've picked everything, if you're still not sure, there's more information. So you can check the box under anything you want, go through all those topics, 13 topics plus. Each one has a challenge and a course. And when you're done, you can add to cart. If you want more information, you can keep scrolling down, and we have more information here about this whole sale. And in various places, there's this thing that says return to top of page to pick your challenge kits and courses. So you can click on that and it'll send you right back up, right? So, and then you scroll down, pick what you want, check those little boxes. I know there's a lot to scroll through, add to cart. So the other things that Sarah was mentioning here, after this other information, again, you can return to top. There's a few testimonials, and then this frequently asked questions section. Now, what we've done here, if you're used to some of our other sales pages that have the whole blocks of frequently asked questions, I laid it out a little bit differently here based on some feedback. Always trying to act on feedback, right? And there are 3 tabs in here. There's FAQs about the summer sale, there's FAQs about white label content in general, and there's FAQs about challenges. So you can click on any of these and then you'll see some drop downs with questions like, how do I get my bonus? There is a bonus that comes with this. All you have to do is buy one thing and you'll get that brandable challenge planner. You got a personal use one before in the days leading up. So that comes in an email. So look out for your email as soon as you buy one thing. And if you don't see your email, either it's because you mistakenly unsubscribed or your email bounced at some point, or you're just not seeing it because it went into spam, or who knows, because email, sometimes it says it's delivered, it's not delivered, we can't find it. It happens. So then you can just email our support. If you just want a challenge kit, you can just get the challenge kit. So there's different FAQs you can look at here. And then it's like, how does a challenge work together with its course? Things like that. And then the next tab is if you're unfamiliar with white label content and how it works, also called PLR, private label rights, very similar. Take a look through that. And then Sarah was talking about the FAQs about challenges in general. You can look through that. Okay. So look out for that. And then there's just some more information, a little picture of me. My favorite online course here, I should really change because that's not one of the ones. Templates work sometimes, not others. So, and here's a very good example. There's this course in here about templates. Here's an example of something we do as a template. We've got this block. We're using Thrive themes. We save it as a template, and then we can reuse it on other pages. So it doesn't have to be a whole page. All right. Facebook user.
That's Shannon.
Shannon. I may have missed it at the beginning, but what is the webinar part? I saw it on one of the sales pages for a challenge kit.
Well, each day is broken up into a day where you can deliver a training. Now, not everybody who's doing your challenge over 5 days is going to turn up to every session. They may turn up late. They may miss 2 days completely. So in the challenge kit, you're given all of the slides together and the option to present it as a webinar at the end. Now, I would recommend that you did that, particularly if you do it live. And the reason that I recommend it is you get to share. You get to say, oh, Shannon, I really loved what you shared on day 2. You said this, right? So you get to shout out your audience and you get to share the aha moments that the audience have. So you can look at the comments that people are having and you can say, right, in this webinar, we're going to recap all the 5 days and I'm going to share with you what you can do next. And I'm going to highlight some of the amazing things you've shared with me. So people are going to come along because they're curious. They're also going to get the recap of what they've missed. So you can say, oh, look, Sharon, you've left this comment here and said you had a ha-ha moment about doing challenges as a challenge day. That's amazing. Thank you for sharing that with us. And you would have that on a slide and you can have lots of little screenshots. The ice cream man has arrived in Essex, as you can probably hear. So everybody get off the live stream, go and buy an ice cream. So the webinar is really recapping everything you've done over the 5 days, shouting at the members of your audience saying, oh, Manny, you were really brilliant on day 5. And when you tried what I recommended, this is what you said. Yeah. So now your people feel super connected to you. They feel really part of the process. And then you've got the option of doing a day 6, the Ask Me Anything call, that you can wrap in these slides and use for that. You've got so much that you can do with them. And you can see at the bottom, it says you can present them as a separate webinar. And if you do it within a certain time of the challenge ending, 48 hours of your challenge ending, anybody who's missed a session, anybody who's been super engaged, they're going to pile onto your webinar. They're going to be super engaged on the webinar with you, and they are going to be really likely to take the next steps with you. So that's what I really love about the Content Sparks kits for challenges, that you can present them as a webinar, because there is this, I think the word is fallacy, that somebody is with you right from the start to right to the end, and they hear every single minute of your training. And that couldn't be further from the truth, that they have things going on at their home. The webinars or the live trainings may be at lunchtime, it may be at their dinner time, they may miss things, they may have a class or something else. So by wrapping it up with a webinar, you're still being really inclusive to the people who've missed bits, and you're still giving them an opportunity to have a fantastic experience with you. So that's why I love them so much.
And then you have a video as well at the end of it, so you can use that to make it evergreen. And if you're wondering where these are that I'm just showing you, on the sale page, you'll see again that next to each one, there's a little box there that'll open up the main sales page for that. So if you want more details on any of them, open that up. And for each of the challenge kits, you'll see the sales pages are pretty similar, but it does have the roadmap of what happens over those 5 days. So for instance, on 5 reasons you need a social media strategy, it goes through maximizing the effectiveness of your social media presence the first day, focus your energy and save time, create content that converts, motivate yourself to implement posts every day, and provide the tools to measure social media success. So as a 5-day challenge, these are high level. They'll have little things to do each day to get a quick win. And on that page, you'll see how we recommend that you actually go use the content in the challenge kit to go through. So there's always a first day, like a day 0, welcome and big picture. Here, let me just hide this a second. And there's content in there in the beginning of the document with all the emails that you can use. And then there's official day 1 with an activity, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5. And then you can do a soft pitch at the end of day 5, but they still have activities to do. And then, as Sarah said, you have that optional Ask Me Anything call and talking about next steps and your course, maybe running your webinar and selling that course at the back end of the webinar. And then you also want to make sure you have an extra day where you're asking for feedback and reminding them about the offer, adding some scarcity and closing the special price for challenge participants. So you give people a special price, or it doesn't even have to be a special price. It could be special bonuses. So you don't always have to discount. It can be special bonuses that you add in for people that have gone through the challenge. So that'll also, if you tell them early on that there's going to be something special, a prize or something at the end, that'll help you with motivating people through the challenge. So again, there's challenge kits and the course kit for each one of these topics. Because I know we're getting close to the end here. So again, any questions you have, please pop them in, because we're going to be closing this down. I want to see if there are any other favorites that I wanted to point out. Oh, the prospects into paying clients is another favorite. People, again, theme is very inexpensive or free ways to grow your business. Run the challenge to build your audience and get them interested, engaged, wanting more. And then it's a natural next step for them to want to sign up for your course. Prospect to paying client is one, particularly for people who are selling high ticket or service packages, because it's about using free strategy calls. And that because people want to know who you are before they sign up for something, especially for those high ticket things or consulting or coaching. So this is a great course for that kind of audience as well. And again, there's a challenge kit. So that's another one I want you to highlight. Passive income is always popular. I mean, who doesn't like passive income, right? It's awesome. Thanks, Sabrina. Thanks for coming by. Thanks for stopping in live. Let's see, low cost marketing. I think that's all live video. Here we go.
Yep,
I'm doing
live
it now.
video.
That's a great one to do. It's a great one for you to go through yourself and do some live, like with the challenge, and then you've got some experience, and you can add that in when you're actually teaching the course. And you don't have to have these courses ready to go either. So at the end of your challenge, you can just say, hey, I'm putting together a course that's going to go more in depth on this. Sign up on my waiting list if you're interested. And then you're going to get some engagement, or put down a deposit and we'll start next week, and you can do it bit by bit. And just
put down a deposit is a real good way of sifting out anybody who's potentially wasting your time. If they're able to put down $20 deposit, you know that they're going to buy the course. You know that they're not saying nice things or blowing smoke at you. They genuinely want to do it. And you can say, the live video marketing program, we will do live over 5 weeks. The training will be a live session in a Facebook group that's private for only the students of this program. And if you put down a $20 deposit now, you can get it for $97. But if you leave it until next week, then it's going to cost you $147. So you're incentivizing people to put down their deposits. And that really, when you see those PayPal notifications coming, it really makes your heart sing.
Yeah. And even if it's just a handful of people, it's your first time doing it, and you get, 3, 4, 5 people, it's worth it to do, because then you can also think of it as your first run where you're going to get feedback, your beta test of the course. And then the next time you do it, you'll have a few testimonials, you'll sell even more of them, you'll get more comfortable. And then you'll want to pick one that you record and have the videos of to make it evergreen. So it's always a progression, and you'll get more and more comfortable. And you can template the process. Love those templates. All right, so we're going to wrap up in a second if there are no other questions. And again, I will just do one last quick show of the page and how it works, because there's a lot of scrolling involved, and it even says right away, scroll down to see your options. Everything on here is 60% off, 60, biggest you'll see outside of a launch. And you'll see 13 topics, a challenge kit for each one, so you can run your own 5-day challenge to build your audience and warm up those leads, get them interested, get them knowing you, get them some quick wins. And then there's a course there, so that if you need something to sell at the end or sign up for, there's a course kit, all the content. All you have to do is add your insights and your branding. So check off the little box underneath each one that you want. I always recommend getting the challenge kit and the course so that you have it, even if you're not going to deliver it immediately. The tips we mentioned earlier about how to pick which ones you want were to look at existing ones you might have where you don't have the challenge kit, grab those. Look at your audience and what will be helpful to them, grab those, and look at how it fits together so that you can do a series, because you're always going to maximize your profits and get the best results for your students if you have a series of courses that build on each other and really help them grow. And then when you're done adding everything, you get to the bottom of that list and you'll click add to cart. You will end up on this page, which has some upgrade packs with module quizzes and sales page copy. I'm sorry, there isn't an upgrade pack for every single one, because we were picking out what we have. And grab any of those. And finally, when you're done, let me see how slow this is going to be to add to the cart. My Wi-Fi is kind of stuck. Okay. So when you're done, you can either click on view cart, or there is a link at the bottom of the page as well to check out. You'll move over to your checkout, and then it will gradually open up with my Wi-Fi. Yours will be faster, but you'll see that all of them are listed there. And because this was added individually, it says part of summer challenge sale. I just learned something new. I think you can edit it right in there versus taking out the whole bundle. I'm going to find out in a second. whether you can just edit the bundle this way. This is something
We've got the white screen of death on here.
It's not completely white. Nothing ever goes perfectly on a live stream. You just have to go with it. They did
so don't panic if yours doesn't go according to plan, because you can see from experience they rarely do.
Well, this morning what happened was everything.
Yep, it's gone.
Yeah, so you can edit it in the cart. What happened this morning is my internet wasn't working at all. And I found out there was a planned outage that they hadn't actually told us about. So luckily it came back. So that's it. And then when you're all done, you don't have to apply to coupon. These are already discounted. All right. And you'll just proceed to check out and get going and look out in your email for that bonus I talked about. And that is everything. All right. So again, ask your questions. We're here. The URL, if you don't have it already, is this. That's our short link, contentsparks.com/summer 2022. And I will look for your questions. All right. So take care, everybody. Can't wait to hear what you decide to get. Pop us an email anytime. Leave a comment. And when you're done, if you have something set up already, we'd love to see that too. All right. Talk soon. Have a good week.